We'll see how we do this time around, y'all. I'm fixing us a bologna and an egg sandwich. Come on in here. Y'all know we need some pepper, don't we? We got to have the pepper. Still not doing right. Y'all gonna come up? Can y'all come over to TikTok? Can y'all join me over on TikTok? I don't want to waste no time. I'm gonna go over there to TikTok, y'all. Okay? I'll see y'all. I'm gonna try to come back over here. Not today. I'm not coming back over here today. When I go to TikTok, I'm gonna stay on TikTok. That might be what I need to do. It might just be a confirmation that I need to just be over on TikTok. Yeah, it won't even, I'm not live on my own page. It's showing yesterday's video. I'm not live. So y'all, I'm gone. I love y'all. And I'll be back one day. It says it can't play it. It's not showing me anything. I'm going to give y'all a quick update on everything, and I'm going to leave off of here. I got to leave off of here. I got to go. I can't keep wasting my time. So I'm going to tell y'all what's going on. What I found out that's been going on lately. And then I'm going to leave. Deacon Calvin, I'm getting ready to go over to TikTok because they got me held back so much. So if you want to if you don't feel like coming over there to moderate, I can do day moderators. So I'm gonna get off of here. This is just a part of when people tell the truth about what's going on around in this world. I don't want to waste my time. I be so tired. I'm already not feeling good. I'm not gonna waste my time. They're not gonna open me up. They're not gonna pay me. And so time is money. I can't keep working for the word called free. Real quick, I'm going to tell y'all what's going on. And if you want to join me, I'm going to be over there on TikTok. So basically, anybody that's working, come on in. Anybody that's working for the United States federal government, if you work for the federal side of your government, they're going to make you sign an NDA. All right? And if they do this, it's going to filter out. That means when a new president comes or whatever he's got going on, what they're trying to do is keep from leaks getting out to the press. Oh, bless your heart. Yeah. So I don't even know. I don't have enough people really to go. I'm not going to go into no great details. I'm just going to tell y'all what I was going to talk about in great detail. So with them holding me back today, I'm going to go over here on TikTok and I'm going to do my battling and everything over there today. And I will come back and try y'all tomorrow. I'm going to give you a little outline. Y'all can go look it up your own self. Another thing is the Pope apologized for slavery. The Pope, Leo, apologized for the Catholic Church role that they had in profiting and being a part of slavery. I don't know why certain things come, how God deal with me, but I told you, just be here long enough and your enemies will come back and apologize. Don't just hold your peace and your enemies is going to do what's required of them. Now, we just talked about this. We've been talking about the Catholic Church for about 3 months now. And we just talked about they owe us an apology. Hey, Miss Jackson. Is that Marsha Jackson? Thank you. How you doing? And they have now realized that their role in hurting us. Now, I want to tell y'all something. I kind of hope that he gets that 1.8 billion for those people that bombarded our capital. I hope he gets it. Miss Kathy Baker, I know you're going to think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm going to tell you why I hope he get it. If he gets that money to pay for those people that bomb rushed that capital, if he gets that money and able to give it to those people as punitive damages for bomb rushing our capital, I hope Jasmine Crockett got her pen out. I hope all these black attorneys are ready. Soon as it passed, all us black people need to file for the things that happened to us, that our government partook in. Discrimination on jobs, discrimination when it came to medical stuff, discrimination against us. We got a lot. Avery, come on, boo. I want it to pass because it give us leverage. Come on, Avery. Avery. I hope she didn't leave this porch. Avery. I think she did, y'all. I'm not going to go down the street hunting Avery. If Avery left this porch, Avery going to be in trouble. I'm going to have to take a long commercial break. A very long one. On her butt. Avery know not to leave here. Y'all have no idea. This will be a door that will open for us. Beyond what you could ever imagine. Hold on 1 second. See where she at. Hold on 1 second. Where you at?
Outside of the car.
Get in here and get this sandwich. I told you to stay on the porch. Get your thick throat on that porch and come get this food.
Okay.
You have to watch it. That condition, baby, it'll have you. Okay, let's keep talking. So I fixed me and Avery a bologna and egg sandwich, honey. That's what we eating. That's what we got. And I'm going to eat just what I got. So listen. Yeah, I was hoping so too. She said she was on the porch with it. We'll see how long it take for her to get here. Let me take a bite of my food. I'm so hungry. Y'all ain't been feeling good. I got a bologna and egg sandwich. Y'all coming on in?
Mama, you do not want to go out there.
Why?
It is hot. Overly hot.
Well, nobody told you you had to go out there. You chose to, huh?
It's hot like that.
Put that back in the
Nobody
bottom.
know it was hot like that.
Water. I'll take a water.
No.
Come on in here. We're going to talk about it. If you are a federal, they're going to pass that if you work for the federal side of the government, you're going to have to sign an NDA.
Yeah, hold on. Hey, Mom.
Right now.
Okay, I'm going now. You want me to share my screen?
Which that just simply means they're trying to take the freedom of press away. And that means your press, it's good. Ain't nothing wrong with bologna now. Okay. Let me get all my notes out there. Let's get into it. Miss Kathy Baker said, get into it and don't go nowhere. So we're going to stay right here. Let me tell y'all what I do know. Your president have had 3 physicals within a year. He had one 6 months ago, and he just had one the other day at Walter Reed Hospital. You are not going to keep going to the hospital to have physicals if there ain't nothing wrong. Yeah, Deacon Kevin, I put ketchup on mine. If there is nothing wrong with you, you are not going to keep going to no hospital. This is the 3rd physical. He's finna be 80 years old. On his Truth Social, he posted a picture that said, I'm getting younger and younger. Now that NDA, you pay close attention to that. Them bomb rushing the Capitol, that's going to work in our good. Because what's going to happen is, when they give this money, see, the government is allowed it so much money in case somebody sue the government. We didn't get our restitution, our reparation. We didn't get anything. But if they pass this, all we need is a couple of black attorneys that's willing to take it and some senators. Black people didn't get their stuff. Indians did. We need to go for our stuff. We need our 40 acres and our mule. We know the Pope apologized. We talked about that. He did. I got something to show y'all. It's not going to be good. I'm going to let you read it. So Pam Bundy, she testifying this week with the Jeffrey Epstein cases. Exactly. Wow. Memorial Day, you had Shaky Bakey, R.F.K. Jr. He was out there catching little black racer snakes over at Dr. Oz house. He hanging at Dr. Oz house. Our president said that they could not give no information to who? The World Health Organization. Because we're no longer a part of it. And we got Ebola outbreak. He wanted some information and they told him, y'all no longer a part of it. You removed the United States from the World Health. He said, well, if you don't give us what we want, the Center of Disease Control are not going to help you whereas it pertains to vaccinations, smallpox, chickenpox, and anything else. Baby, it's a mess. We are getting left uncovered. He started with the honeybees. Now, I'm going to say this. You got fake ICE agents. And then you got ICE facilities that's not livable. And that was a senator visiting one. Senator Andy Kenton. And ICE pepper sprayed him. The people are on a strike. They starving themselves because the water is not safe and the food is not safe. It's so good. They're building these data centers everywhere. They're coming up left and right. And you all that said y'all was going to get a Trump phone, like an Obama phone. Y'all said y'all was getting y'all Trump phone. All your information, over 27,000 people's information has been leaked out to a third party. And you ain't going to get your phone. You got your Obama phone. He's still posting stuff for Obama to be arrested. You know how it says the Brady Bunch? On his True Social, he had put a picture up. He said the Shady Bunch. And he had them all like they were locked up. And he had Obama on the picture. This man hate that a black man got a Nobel Prize and he don't have one. He gonna find a way to make them give him one. You all gonna have to sign an NDA that work for the federal government, which is gonna cover people leaking out information. The Pope apologized for the wrongdoing in slavery. I don't know if the Pope watched my broadcast or not, but I told y'all the Catholic Church was behind all this stuff. I try to tell y'all they had our scroll. People didn't agree. We're Protestant people. We're not Catholic. Came out the same stuff. You'll never know God and his fullness until you get a relationship with God. Hey, Brenda Griffin. Hey, Teresa. I'm going to show y'all something what Pam Bondi did. I'm going to turn my camera around. Hold on. Let me get it out for y'all. Out my phone. This is the name of people that was connected to what went on. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to see if I can edit this a little bit. I got to keep one word in here. Save it. Okay. Let me show it to you. Hold on. Hold on, I'm trying to fix something. I be messing up. Okay. Here we go. So, they've been down there in Florida. Pam, who tried to escape testifying, she got to testify. Here's the list of the names that she gonna speak on that she saw in the Epstein cases. Trump, Weinstein, Prince Andrew. Do you see it? Glenn, Leon Black, Les Allen, Bill Clinton, Tony Blair. You see all these names. It was a good girl. Okay, so I'm going to go up so you can read what the allegations is. Let's work on manipulating the spreadsheet we have. Okay, hold on. This is where I got it from. He was being present for when the girl was 8. Howard was present scamming and money laundering. Confirmed we interviewed cellmate, which was Epstein, first suicide attempt. Allegations cellmate tried to unalive the Epsom salts. Take the names and build a new spreadsheet with all of them. She got to go. I will be in the office within the next 2 hours to handle this matter. This was July 24th of 2025. Let me say something to y'all. I don't know if it was a joke to put all these kids on the back of a milk carton. I don't know what y'all think y'all know about some of these children being missing. Some people needed organs. This was all about money. Sex. Avery! Missing organs. Come here. Eating humans. When you go to the island, they say our meat is the best meat you can eat. I baked you some cookies too. You want a snack to go with your sandwich? Hold on, y'all. Huh?
Yummy cookies.
Huh?
Yummy cookies.
Give me a napkin. Which
The
one you want?
wrap in here.
Which one you want, baby? Pick yours.
That
That's the one you
one.
want.
Oh, those are good.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you. They s'mores.
They are?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were cookies.
They are cookies. With
Oh, there's cookies with s'mores in it.
mm-hmm. Do it. Go ahead.
That's enough? How did you find me?
You have a wonderful day, Tanya. But we're just getting started. Parents were in. Let me tell you something about Michael Jackson. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with Netflix. People are canceling their subscription to Netflix. Michael Jackson's movie made all that money. And Netflix decided to post a video to talk about Michael Jackson in a negative way. Black people can't win for losing. But this time, this is not a black folks battle. This is a people battle. If you lose middle class, you just gonna have rich and poor. And poor people, just like in the Middle East, they depend on their government, which make them be the all-seeing eye. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I battled this guy named Kaka. I love him. He in Afghanistan. They women can't go out and go to the grocery store. I normally wait to drink 30 minutes, but I've been having issues, so just a little push down. The women can't leave the house. They stay in the house all the time. The men go to the grocery store. They can't drive a car. He said they can look at TikTok, but they cannot engage in it. Women, there's more than one side. We look at Afghanistan and Pakistan like it's just in the mountains. No, it's not. They got nice hotels, their restaurants. They got their rich side, they got their poor side. And the rich live lavishly, whereas the poor is given to stuff that the government give them. Kaka and them right now are so honored to be having Thanksgiving. This day Thanksgiving today. They eat with the family and dress up. The rich people come and drop meat on their porch. They kill goats and chickens and beef. And they come through the community and they drop it on the doorstep. And the families come out and they so grateful versus letting them have their own. They can't get rich because as soon as they decide to get anything, the Taliban comes through and takes it from them. You wondered why he wanted to get us to be like a Muslim country. He wanted to get the Muslims out and we be a Christian country. And the nerve of him and Paula White having the nerve to say he going to dedicate America back to God that he don't serve. Paula White is a crook. She's a scammer. And God gonna deal with her. 2023, I told y'all to watch The Handmaid's Tale. Honey, now they got something called the testimonials. It's good. It's the children that actually grew up in Gilead. In other words, you grow up in an environment that you used to. You're growing up in this environment. The things that's happening in America, a lot of wealthy people are leaving America. It has been proven that we have had so many people leave America and they're living abroad. Just like how they don't want us in Mexico, a lot of people have become residents of white people. Mexico. A lot of black people have moved to Thailand. A lot of people are moving to China. A lot of people are moving to Canada, different parts of Canada. Thank God you made it. Okay, baby. And they're getting out of here and they're transferring their money because they know that America's going to fall. The rise and the fall of America. You can see it. It was never about race. One thing about people right now, you can't make them feel the way their ancestors felt. Some of them got their ancestors' blood, but a lot of people going to love who they love and sleep with who they sleep with and be with who they going to be with. And if they make a mixed child, they make a mixed child. They don't care. If the family members don't want to deal with their children, they could care less. Kickbox. They're going to raise their children. They're going to be with their man. My man. It's guaranteed. It's just like, you don't have to like it. I told a girl yesterday, she said, I don't want to marry him or marry nobody because if the family don't like me, I said, girl, you ain't marrying that family, you marrying that man. If that man gonna love you, he gotta leave his family anyway and cleave to you. You gonna make your own family. You gonna make your own babies. You gonna have your own bills. But if he can't leave them, have them respect you, no. You can go to your family cookout. Tell them I said, hey, you won't see me. Go spend time with your mama on Mama's Day. That's your mama. I'm going to go see mine. But America is getting like third world country. Dictatorship. Democracy is pretty much gone. And you know the Congress is behind it in the Senate. Because none of these things could pass had it not been. Tiffany, you know, y'all can't say some words right. I was watching a video where the man said, if you live in Chicago, it's some things you can't say right. You can't even say Uber right. I was falling out in the flow. You have to go on TikTok and put things, I'm going to send it to you. Folks Chicago can't say water. He said, y'all say water. He says, why y'all say water? He said it's water. It was so funny. But y'all, I made this cake. I know I'm all over the place right now. I'm gonna come back. I made a sweet potato cake. And so now I'm deciding if I want to put a caramelite or like a bourbon sauce like light icing over it. Or do I want to do a vanilla based icing and drizzle it in caramel? I don't know. Tiffany, it was so funny. He was like, say that word. Say what? He says, somebody said, say World War II. He said, World War. He said, World War. I know about World War II. They said World War. World War. He couldn't get it out, Tiffany. He said, World War. Yeah, World War II. World War. World War. Baby, I was in the flow. I said, they can't say it like that and they in Chicago. It said it's something about y'all and them W's just don't work right up there in Chicago. He said, we don't say, y'all say, here comes my Uber. He says, here come the Uber. He said, we just don't buy. He said, we just drag the last part of everything. Uber. Water. Not water, but water. They Mississippi. Oh, thank you. Well, I got a sweet potato cake in there. And I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with it. I'm trying to decide what kind of icing I want on top. But it was so funny. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Listen, y'all, Tiffany, if you are a government and federal employee, they're trying to pass that you all sign an NDA because they're trying to keep the press from getting information that's leaked out to them concerning the things that he does that he don't tell on his own. If you have not watched the Legos that Iran is doing, Iran know more of our history than we know. Iran is telling us that they lied to us. Iran is telling us that we built this country on our backs and that we owe it and it is ours. If you look, I put one of the videos up. Iran, yes, you can see what's coming if the Lord doesn't change it around for his people. The ones that really live, work, pray, try to bring lots of souls to God and to Jesus. God is going to always be in control. Let me tell you something, Miss Joanne. It's scary for you all. I get it. We were slaves, our ancestors. And growing up, it wasn't easy because I grew up when segregation was beginning. So I'm in the South. I'm in Jim Crow where they didn't want to let go. We made it. We would sing to the Lord a new song. Just like the scriptures say. We would read the scripture and make a song. Psalms say, sing unto the Lord a new song. And that's what we would say. Sing unto the Lord a new song. Sing all ye heavens and the earth. Sing unto the Lord a new song. So we learned how to. If I was looking at something in Florida, I forgot the name of it if Deacon Calvin's still on him, but it's slave quarters. And they made them out the shells from the ground. Shells, seashells. And it looks like cement. And they're still up. They don't have no top over them except for one building. And the lady that did it, she was a slave. And her slave owner fell in love with her. He did something that was forbidden in the South. He married a slave. And they had children. And he left her that land and the big house and the little house and all the other houses. It's still up in Jacksonville, Florida. I kid you not. And what they did was they put all the slave houses in a circle, which made your middle ground be everybody's, which was called a courtyard. And on the days that slaves were free and did not have to cook and clean, they could get one day. They would bring their food together. They would cook together. And they played their instruments and they sung and they gave God the glory. And they kept saying, better days are coming. Better days are And I'm here to tell you, we went through hell and he was still our God. And if he don't bring us out of this, we know he can. But sometimes your mama love you and you still got to get your whooping. You still got to get what's coming to you. Because if the word of God be true, it said, and I've been saying this for the past 3 years, Psalms 9 and 17. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all nations that forget God. The Kingsley Plantation. When the saints get on one accord, while we still have open praise, while we still have Bibles, this is a taste of a government on top of a government, like I told y'all in 2023 and in 2024. I said we don't have one government. We got a government on top of a government. And the government should be upon his shoulders. You can't talk about what's going on in America if you can't talk about religion. And when I get ready, Miss Kathy Baker, to talk about religion, people get mad. When I start telling you whatever man can touch, man can change. And when I start talking about how we got the Bible, how the Bible came over here, who was the translators of the Bible, they left 27 writings out the Bible, if you don't even want to call it books. 27, because it was a conflict of interest. Y'all know Google want to come into the conversation, Miss Joanne Parham. Let's see what Google got to say, because I ain't done yet. I'm itching for a scratch. Let me tell you something. Ooh, I felt that thing. I will sing your praise, for you've done such a marvelous thing for someone so wretched. Yet my soul God has redeemed. No one else could do it. No one could care half as much. Yeah. Oh, I felt that thing. Listen, let me break something down to you and let me help you understand what I'm getting at. They knew it was a lot of black people becoming millionaires off of this social media. They sick of women being in men's business. You thought it had something to do with Target. You thought it had something to do with retail. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. When Martin Luther King put together the civil rights movement, JFK said, we're going to break it down. We ain't going to let it be one thing so they can just come and take it. But we're going to put this is going to be the voting rights. Come on over here. Equal opportunity employee for men and women. Thank you, President Roosevelt's wife. We're going to come over here and we're going to do this part right here. We're going to call this DEI. Now, they don't have to pay us commercials. Now your video may make $10. It might make $15. It used to be a time Tracey didn't say thank you. I would thank you for the stars. But with the economy down in recession, this is a bad week. Honey, you waiting on your check. But you going to dig in your check now. You might as well get ready. I don't know how many of you all got support dogs. You need that dog. You got bad anxiety. You got to take it with you. Where he just signed a bill into HUD that said they don't have to let no housing. That means government housing as well as my housing as a renter, as a landlord. I don't have to let you bring your support animal if I don't want no animals in my business. And who gonna check me, boo? Not you, because there's nowhere for you to check. Because diversity, equity, and inclusion is gone. I'll wait. You gonna file, and how long is it gonna sit in the court? Who gonna hear your hearing? Next year, 2027. They digging into your benefits when it comes to your Medicaid and your Medicare. I said it. And they're going to scoop in your check for you to be able to have it. Because they done took money from everything. You speaking truth, you freezing up. Yeah, I'm not surprised. You have to go out and come back in. It wasn't just for black people. Not everybody feeling it. Because you had just as many white content creators as you have black content creators that were making a good living on him. And to cage people in 2026, to put them in facilities that are not worth nothing, when we could take that money that it's costing to build a facility and get a plane and fly them into Mexico. No, we're not making the money anymore. Not anymore, Miss Nora. They took it away from us. They took our commercials away. Now they can run a commercial, a rerun, and we don't get paid for it. We don't get it no more. And they're working diligently for those midterms. So listen to me. He got mad because Obama went to Canada to meet with the prime minister. But when he wasn't president, and when he went when Obama was president and he was running for president, he went and talked to all kind of dignitaries. Right before they cut the money off of Zuckerberg's flew the White House for a long meeting. I see people are here all day that are Republicans saying they don't. Let me tell you something. It's a difference. See, that's what people don't listen. I'm not talking about your regular Republicans. They're frustrated. Your regular Republicans, he don't like. Go on his True Social. He said he's sitting there with a gun, and he didn't spell rhino right. He left the H out. He didn't spell it R-H-I-N-O. He spelled it R-I-N-O, which meant Republicans. He was going to erase the Republicans that were not part of MAGA. Go look at it. He put it up on his True Social with a gun in his hand. You can be a Republican. These are MAGAs. It's a difference. A lot of Republicans regret they vote. And they're going to continue to be Republicans, but they regretted who they voted for. All the money that they're spending, billions and billions of dollars on facilities, all they had to do is put them on a plane like they did the Chinese people and the Japanese people that was here illegally. They sent them back to their area. He called them rhinos, R-I-N-O. He didn't put an H in there. Go look at his True Social. Which meant he was pretty much removing the Republicans. He wrote, he's always up. This man has the worst anxiety. He does not sleep all night long. All night long, he's writing things on his True Social. At 80 years old, he know better, because my mama 84. And then when it's time to get up and do these meetings, he doing this. Be careful what you call people, because you call Joe Sleepy Joe. This app is done paying people. We're doing free labor over here. If y'all don't get supporter badges, if y'all don't send stars, we ain't making nothing. You can have a video hit 10 million and you might make $1,000. You might. And who getting those type of numbers? If you get them, they so rare. You might get one a year, every other year. But you missing the point, Miss Noreen. I cannot necessarily say that these people will vote Republican again when it comes to who is running. But they may still be a Republican that decides to vote Democrat this time around. Because right now, as what I read, it looked like J.D. Vance may not run in 2028. Because his sidekick, the one that saw the war political views on war, resigned last week. What was her name? Hold on, let me get my notes. She left, which caused him to feel some type of way. So I don't know if he, what's her name? Tracey. She resigned because she said Tracey Hubbard. She resigned because she said her husband has a rare bone cancer, and she was the director of national intelligence. Well, since she left, he's saying that he don't know if he's gonna run. Now, I want y'all to understand something. How many of my old people know what bees do? How many of you know the importance? Let me go get my honey. Hold on 1 second. Let me get my honey. I got some over here if ain't nobody mess with it. I'm looking for my real honey. I hope my husband didn't use my real jar. Not this fake stuff. Hold on. Put it up high. Oh. Hold on. This is my husband's fake honey he used. This right here is real honey. It cost me a lot of money. The honeycomb is still inside this honey. This real honey. This honey right here, it can't grow mold or bacteria. Honey don't have an agent in it to grow bacteria. This honey can be 100 years old with this hive in here. The hive is still in this honey. There's some of it right there you can see. And if you work your way through here, there's some right there. So the whole hive was put in here. This honey right here, that's got the hard hive in it, I can seal this back up and it can be here to King Tut come back. It can't grow bacteria. This is pure honey. The hive softens itself. This right here, when I get through chewing the real honey, that's beeswax. That's wax. They messing with my live. Don't worry about it. I'm still going to show y'all because my old people deserve to see this. This is... I know. Come out and come in. When I keep chewing this, I'm going to have wax. This was never designed for us to keep for ourselves. You may have to come out and come in. They messing with my live. Real honey can't grow bacteria. Real honey, you're going to have wax. That's wax. beeswax. Go out and come back in. That's our problem now. If the bees can't get nectar, that means we don't have no pollination. How are our plants going to grow and survive without pollination? How are the deers going to eat? How will the cows eat green grass and make milk? How are we going to have cotton without bees and the pollination system? When God created this world, he gave us everything in it to survive, to make it, and to heal ourselves. We don't even know what kind of medicine we're taking. Well, what do you mean? Well, he said last week that he was shutting down our premier laboratory for honeybees. They want to get rid of your honeybees. There are different type of bees, but what you don't want to do is get rid of your honeybees that do pollination. We need it. But do you know, if you don't get any pollination, you ain't going to get no collard greens. You ain't going to get no mustard greens. You ain't going to get no turnip greens. You won't have no cabbage. No, Monique. We're not talking about what you can put in hair. We're not talking about beeswax. We're talking about bee wax. In other words, the octagon piece that the bees create by fanning the wings real fast to seal in their vomit, which is turning into honey. They pass it from one bee's mouth to they throw up in each other's mouth. And they protect the queen. And to keep it cool and to keep it coming together, they flap their wings together. That's how you get the octagon shape that you get. Well, you better go look it up. Because now they're cutting all funding in the laboratories and different things to aid and help our bees. Because in 2015, some of y'all may not know it, but bumblebees were almost extinct. They were already not from this region of the world. They wasn't from North America. They was transported here from China, the Middle East. So you're basically going to cut our food supply. And don't get me wrong. Let me tell you something, Miss Kathy Baker. You may not believe me, but you'll come back and realize I'm telling you the truth. This is all of the heritage group feeding them this crap out the Bible. They're trying to make the bees be like the locusts. If you kill the bees, the locusts gonna come. I'm trying to tell y'all. The locusts to eat up the crop. I'm trying to tell y'all. They want to end what is called the end of this time. And underneath that great ballroom is a whole nother world. Did anybody do their homework when I told y'all to check and see all the cities that was up under? All the cities that your city is built on. Fayola, did y'all go check and see that? One thing I know, their plans are not, they've never been God's plans, however. You know we do go through stuff, Fayola, because you know our ancestors got their brains deep in God was still a God. You know, we went through hell trusting God, the one that never fails. But we still had to go through something. We had to go through something. I mean, like, I know we don't want to, per se. I know we don't want to deal with stuff like our ancestors. I know we don't want to, and we won't be in slavery. But when I say we're going to be in captivity, meaning a new order of government, Miss Fayola, like a prime example, we got the freedom of speech right now. But they're trying to do away with it. They're trying to buy up all our news stations so they only report what the president tells them to report. They're trying to do away with our government the way it's set up. You serve 4 years, you get your butt on out of there. I gotta sleep. I'm sorry, y'all. Bees made honeys. The reason why bees make honey is to hold them during the winter months, to take care of the queen. We went messing with the beehive. That honey don't belong to us, it belongs to them. That honey belongs to them. So, when we started consuming it, we realized there was healing in it. It's so amazing for people, that kids that got autism and ADHD, people that have hard time sleeping. It's more than just an alternative for a natural sweetener. He's messing with things that he knows. I hate to say it, you won't have no more deer. What your rabbit gonna eat? You'll look around and you'll be like, there's no more deer. Let me ask everybody a question. When the last time you seen a grasshopper? When the last time you seen a cricket? It's summertime in the South. You go outside. When the last time you heard them going, cricket, 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 cricket? When the last time you seen a locust? Because they brown. When we grew up, we would see locusts and we would see grasshoppers. When the last time you seen a June bug? A lightning bug? Without pollination, a lot of things are going to disappear. Your deers that live off of vegetation. Your cotton is going to go away. Let's ask Google, because I was going to ask her. South Carolina has underwater buried ghost towns that were intentional submerged during the 20th century. Exactly. Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Underneath the big, beautiful, bouncy house, he's going to have a hospital, bunkers, food. That's why I wonder why all those bees were swarming the lawn that day. Did they take some of them in there to cage them, to keep them for the New World Order? Things that they're removing will end up being there. That's why I feel like to this day, when God took me down that rabbit hole, dealing with the Grand Canyon and dealing with Iceland, David, there are some things that have been kept alive for times such as this. There wouldn't be no reason that you couldn't fly over the Grand Canyon. People are just not dropping fuel everywhere. If the part of the Grand Canyon that they can fly over is where the Indians live, why would we not be able to fly over the side where nobody lives? It's something that could probably reach an airplane. It's something that they have preserved. It's something that could possibly be seen with the eye as you pass over. It's something that's hiding in plain view. That you got to hire military, government military, to be stationed at the Grand Canyon to keep you from flying over, from any drones. If you try to fly a drone over Area 51, they're going to shoot it down. And you could be arrested. So what is it that we can't see if we don't have these bees, it's going to affect our beef. We sit there and help Argentina. And now, China is buying Argentina's beef. You know that show Everybody Hates Chris? Everybody hates America. They don't want to invest in America. They see our economy is failing. People are laughing at us because we were rich. We was the only country that flourished. People's dream was to come to America. Until we got this man in here. In 2 years, we are being turned into hell. In 2 years, the economy's down. People can't get enough pay. But as for me, all I can say is thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. See, old people, and no disrespect, but they weren't taught a lot of stuff. Because I wasn't taught a lot of stuff. You weren't taught a lot of stuff. You always taught Christopher Columbus discovered America, and he never made it to the Americas. He didn't discover nothing. But he ended up in the Caribbeans because he got lost. What's up, Free? He ended up in the Caribbeans because he got lost. Now the kids are not told. Then you lie and say, no, he didn't have no Moors on the ship with him. But when you go over here and ask Google, Google said, yeah, he had some Moors with him as he explored America. Google said he did. Google said it. Let's ask her. Google, did Christopher Columbus have any Moors on his ship when he was discovering America? Let me do it again. Hey, Google, I have a question. The Moors were kicked out of Europe in 1492. Did any of those Moors sail with Christopher Columbus in 1492? Why Google ain't answering me? Google. Google. I need you to talk back to me. Let me turn it. I don't know how it got turned off. Let me turn it on. Ain't that something? All of a sudden my talk back on my Google ain't working. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Google. Google, did Christopher Columbus discover America?
According to History.com, instead he stumbled upon the Americas. Though he did not discover the so-called New World, millions of people already lived there. His journeys marked the beginning of centuries of exploration and colonization of North and South America.
Google, the Moors were kicked out of Europe in 1492. Did any of them sail with Christopher Columbus in 1492? It won't work for that. Google, did Christopher Columbus sail the oceans blue in 1492? Did he have any more men with him?
According to About Galileo, University System of Georgia, on this day in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. On August 3rd, 1492, Christopher Columbus set sail from Palos, which is in southern Spain, with 90 men and 3 ships, the Niña, Pinta, and Santa Maria.
When you mention them black men, it don't want to answer. Google, did any of the Moors people travel with Christopher Columbus in 1492? It won't answer it when it comes to those people. Google, did Christopher Columbus have any Moors help him govern the ships in 1492? Won't answer it. But let me ask it something different. Google, did any of the Moors go to the island of the Caribbean with Christopher Columbus?
According to Untold Stories of History's Past, a Moor who is so conveniently left out of the story was a navigator and pilot of one of Columbus's ships during his infamous first and third voyages to the New World. His name was Pedro Alonso Niño.
I feel like going on. I said I feel like going on. Let me tell you something. You know how the scriptures say, after the dead in Christ shall rise, we who remain shall be caught up. Let me tell y'all something. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. And if the earth received Cain's blood, if the earth received Abel's blood and told God what Cain did, don't you know the same earth received our ancestors' blood and told God what man had done to them? I want to put on my robe, tell the story, how I made it over. If you want to see me go crazy at a funeral, soon as that man start walking in slow motion with that crown, and they start walking like this, like they the Grand Reaper coming to get the body, I just lose it. I just turn to my grandmama. Woo! 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 You would think I'm close kin. That's why I can't stand when they get ready to pull that casket out of there. That's the final. I don't know what it is, but I can come to a funeral and I can sit down. I might not cry, but as soon as they start coming down to get that body, to roll it out of that church for the last time, I don't care if I'm close to the family or not. I just can't help it. Tears. That's the last rodeo. That's the last time in the church. You finna pass your family. You're a townsman of a still a town. When I saw them pulling my daddy, I just said, I can't take it. This is it. Now the whole time he was down, I did good. As soon as that body, I'm sitting in the, and that body come by me like that, and I looked to the side. And I saw that casket. Me, my brothers, and all of us, we just lost it. And we was looking in each other's eyes like, Daddy gone. But he left instructions here. Take care of y'all mama. She might be hard to deal with, but y'all better take care of that woman. I had her at 14 years old, take care of her. And we've done it. We've done it. I can call my mama right now. He didn't leave no instructions on money. None of that. He said, my wife know where everything is and what to do. But he just said, take care of her. Okay, Richard. Sure will, Richard Whitehead. I'll say a prayer. I'm going to tell you something. If it worked for Abel, it worked for the slaves. And some people just got that mentality of their ancestors. We just got a man that ain't from here. He from a town that these white folks on this side of the tracks don't know nothing about. This man from Hitlerville. This man is a German. Our American white folks don't know nothing about this man. His family came here illegally. Him and his granddaddy avoided war. This not your average. His bloodline is different. He teaches against his own people. This ain't your average. This man could care less about your average. This man's family in history would be the richest family America has ever had for the rest of their life. There is a plantation house in, is it Clarksville, Virginia? It's the oldest plantation house there is. 11 generations. It was a tobacco plantation. The foundation of it, when black people, I don't understand why y'all want to get married at plantations. Something is mentally wrong with our children. Why you, the true story about plantations is all of them were full of slaves. And the true story about a plantation is there are dead bodies buried on that plantation because that owner owned that slave. I don't know why you want to have a wedding now. Tracey, did you see that the Pope? Yeah. We talked about that, Miss Denise. This man ain't your average white man. He is ruthless like Hitler. I want to show y'all something. I want you to pay attention. Go with me. Out of all the things he could have used as his slogan, he put it on a cap. There have been 3 different hats full of hate. That white hat with them 2 circles in it. That you can't breathe in. That comes up like a triangle. The second hat is the hat of Hitler. A brim, a heavy-duty military hat. And now you got a baseball cap that's red. That's got MAGA. Think about it. It's called the Shirley Plantation. It's the first plantation in the United States of America. It's the oldest plantation because Virginia is your first colony. You got 13 original colonies, and your first original colony that ever existed was Virginia. That's where the first set of slaves were brought. That was your first colony after the British government takeover. I'm going to say it one more time. There are 3 different hats. He used the hat for a reason. Hat number 1, they salute like this. Looks like a military cap. Hat number 2, 2 eyes cut out of it and a circle around the mouth or the nose or something. Came up to a triangle and you just put it on. Hat number 3. It's a red hat that got MAGA on it. And it's a baseball hat. You haven't put that together that there are 3 different. And they all represent hatred. And I want y'all to understand, I didn't leave white people out for a reason. each one of these caps, they didn't care about their own people. They unalived so many white people and hung them for helping black people. Hitler, if you didn't have blonde hair and blue eyes, your whole family, read the Anne Frank story, your whole family would be unalive. See, I don't think white people and black people ever sit down and talk. Because some white people can tell you, I'm Irish. The Scot-Irish hated us. The Europeans ran us because of religion. And because we were white people and we had freckles, they thought that the freckles meant we had black in us. And they sent them to the Caribbean islands. But they couldn't enslave them because of the white that was in them. So they called them indentured servants. Yeah, in Charles City. Yeah. The Shirley Plantation. The grounds are still maintained. You can go visit there. They talk to you about the crystal. They talk to you about the silverware. But they don't talk to you about the slaves. There's no way in the world I would want to go sleep in a plantation. I might want to go see one. But I got enough sense to understand. I'm looking at the truth of my history. I'm not going to go and admire it. I don't want to get married on them grounds. With all them dead bodies there. You do know spirits don't die. Well, see, we know we don't have our real names. I put it in my basket to order. I'm going to order my DNA kit. We know we don't have our real names. Anybody that's black, know you got your slave owner's name. Period. The question is, everybody came from Africa. Whether you like it or not. You can't say, I didn't come from Africa, I'm an Indian. You came from Africa. It was no word called Indians. Christopher Columbus thought he found the Indies, but he found the Caribbean islands. He called the light-skinned people that were already here in America Indians. Your census of 1790 will show you where they used to write every tribe's name down. Then they got tired of writing your tribal name down. Mason signed since first president who contracted the black slaves to build the White House and workers of all the jobs inside, cooks, waiters, cleaning, landscape. Obama rehired the black race to work inside. Trump fired all of them and did. Sometimes you got to stop and realize. I keep telling y'all, white folks did not go through chattel slavery. But they went through a lot. And what we got to quit acting like we didn't have no help. See, we don't want the story to really be told right. Because wherever there is division, that's what works best for the devil. So as long as I keep telling you, oh, the white people did this and oh, the white people did that, then that's what works. But in actuality, they helped us too. In all fairness, they helped us as well. And the thing about it is that it's nothing to get upset. It's nothing to feel like you can't give somebody credit. Everybody ain't the same. You see how many popes it took to come and apologize for slavery? But guess what? He apologized. It took a lot of them, but we got an apology. Do y'all get what I'm trying to say? There's a lot of people that left my page, y'all. Not talking about because I'm shadow banned, because there would be people on here right now if they got they. But right now it shows like I'm not on live. There's nothing I can do about it because of DEI. But There was a lot of people. I got white people on here right now. If you white, put a 1 in the chat. I got a lot of amazing white people on here. I didn't lose Republicans. That's not who I lost. Nope. I lost mega. I lost people think they got power, think they're going to be in power, love what this man is doing to the human race, loves the division, and they're going to be the ones holding the end of the stick. The short end of the stick, I might add. See, out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth speaks. The white people that left my page, they just simply left it because they like their leader. I simply don't want them to come back because I am seeing with an open eye. I once was blind, but now I see. And now I see I wouldn't want them to come back. And it was not even a word called indigenous people, Miss Teresa. They just recently added that about 5 years ago. We were our tribal names, period. If you was a Seminole, you were a Seminole. If you was a whole chunk, you was a whole chunk. If you was a Chato, you was a Chato. If you was a Blackfoot, you was a Blackfoot. If you was a Cherokee Indian, you was a Cherokee Indian. You were not indigenous. You were not Indian. And I'm going to tell you one thing about quote unquote the Indians. They were dirty and deceitful people as well. And they had slaves. And I'm going to tell you one thing about them. Because Indians were dark-skinned, not just light-skinned. But they knew that they had came from Africa. But they were smart enough to get their money by the name that they called them. They formed their own government. Their people get money. They get their homes paid for. When their kids graduate. I know a girl right now, her child graduated. Soon as she graduated, this year, last week, they gave her $100,000 in her bank account. From the tribe that they're a part of. They fixed it that we couldn't get no money from them if we were not direct descendants of that tribe. So they locked us out. So in other words, somewhere in that tribe, your grandfather got us started and his child, and you got to be a direct descendant to get that money. And they got locked in. And they decided, when they let the Chinese people come over here for the gold rush, and I want you to hear this good, because the Chinese people did not build our railroad system. That's a lie. They came here during the mining era of the gold rush. They just instantly, because they were light, they didn't really know what to call them. Census reports, they start mixing and mingling and sleeping with other people that was already here. So they start calling them Indians as well. All Indians get reparation money in a lump sum. You gonna find out, because he finna mess with their money. When they get all their money from the United States government, they got their own government. They don't get involved in our affairs. They issue their money out. They take care of their plantation, or whatever you want to call it. They reserve. They own casinos. Half of the places you go gamble on, they own them. Half of your casinos, if you go to Cherokee, North Carolina, you know the name of it? You can stay at a reserve there. They own that. If you are an Indian and tied to that place, you're supposed to be able to come there and stay for free. Somebody said you get a discount. Just like if you spend a lot of money at the casino, they give you your room for free. The Indians know because there were some up in Rhode Island that were fighting against some things that they were trying to change for them. That's when that lady said, "Oh, yo, 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 oh, hey, oh, hey," and she there, and it went viral because they finna mess with their money. He already done started saying that he wanted to put ICE on their reservation. What you need ICE on their reservation for? Indians are not illegals. They were here before anybody. So he made a comment and said, because you know he's slow. Just because you landed here on a ship don't make you a citizen. They didn't land on a ship. They were already here. The ship came here. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. The ship was landing here. We were already here. We were Turtle Island. So as you can see, how then can you just blame one race for doing people wrong when all races had their hand in slavery? All of them had their hand in slavery. Even black people that got free ended up having plantations that had slaves on it. And we have been treating each other like dirt since. We would support anybody but each other. We would go and have respect for people's lives and in their lives and come over here and pick and talk and aggravate. So your new thing is, if you work for the federal government, a recap, you're going to have to sign an NDA. The next thing is, Pam Bundy goes to court tomorrow to testify about the Epsom salts and the names that we read off. The next thing is, the Pope did apologize for their take on slavery, which we knew. We may have not known, but we found out, didn't we? Your foundation in which you got your word used it against us, and we were not allowed to read it. Our word, I want y'all to hear this one more time. Our word was used against us. What did you say? My niece, I raised and lived with her in a reservation, Connecticut. It is, I can't say that first part, who works for Foxwoods Resort Casino. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Denise Stanley. Yeah. Yep. We couldn't, they come and got our Bible, translated it, and we wasn't allowed to read it. Let me ask Google. Let me see if she'll talk to me. Google, the Bible came from the Middle East, which was the Bible of the Middle Easterns and African people. Were slaves allowed to read the Bible? Somebody told Google not to answer me. Google, were slaves allowed to read the Bible?
According to Encyclopedia Virginia, many enslavers believed it was their duty to convert Africans to the Christian religion. Some enslaved Africans were taught reading skills through learning to read the Bible. Some learned to write as well.
So it says that Africans were converted to Christianity. What were we before we were converted? Google, what were most Africans before they were converted to Christianity?
According to Wikipedia, forms of polytheism were widespread in most of ancient Africa and other regions of the world before the introduction of Islam, Christianity, and Judaism.
So let's see what polytheism is. Polytheism. Google, what is polytheism? The belief in or worship of more than one God. Poly meaning more than one. And this is what gets on my nerves when people act like Greek mythology is not in the Bible. It was because the Bible translated out of Greek first, and then it filtered down into Latin and Hebrew. Google, was the Bible in Greek first, then Latin, then Hebrew?
According to Busted Halo, by the 3rd century, the Old Testament books originally written in Hebrew were translated into Greek, and by the 5th century, the entire Bible was translated into Latin.
So if it started in Hebrew, which they'll turn around and say it was in Greek, that ought to tell you something. But we were not allowed to read our own Bible. Google, why were slaves not allowed to read the Bible?
According to History.com, British planters in the Caribbean had long been weary of missionaries and could have demanded that they only teach enslaved people certain parts of the Bible. But some missionaries may have also believed that it was only appropriate to teach enslaved people excerpts that reinforced their enslaved status.
So they really only wanted to teach us to obey your master. Watch this. Google, what did the book of slaves or the Bible of slaves, what was it about?
According to Wikipedia, the Slave Bible was produced in England in the early 19th century for use in the British West Indies. All references to freedom and escape from slavery were removed, while passages encouraging obedience and submission were emphasized.
Google, who wrote the Bible of slaves in British government? Google, who wrote the Bible of slaves? Phone won't turn right. Let me see if I can get this. Google, there was a Bible of slaves. Who wrote it? You won't tell me. Google, what did the Bible of slaves consist of?
According to Wikipedia, the Slave Bible was produced in England in the early 19th century for use in the British West Indies. All references to freedom and escape from slavery were removed, while passages encouraging obedience and submission were emphasized.
So we weren't never supposed to know that there was a better day. Our passages of freedom and a promise of a better day was removed. And the Bible consisted of us being obedient to those that had rule over us, our master. And as Joanne Parham says, and there you have it. That's why we are in the situation we are in. We need to come together. We are more powerful together than apart. Amen, Miss Teresa Manning. Amen. Y'all got any questions for me? I don't know how many people I got left on here, because I know anytime I start talking facts, I get shadow banned. If you are not a 499er, please become one and help me out. My grandfather's father was born in Virginia. He's Irish. Our family's last name is Irish. My family came back and forth from Ireland. My great-grandmother was dark Indian. No Indian. I'm trying to do more research. Well, this is how your research is going to go if you want to know the truth, Miss Marie. Your grandfather was born in Virginia. If your grandfather's father was born in Virginia, We're going to leave that right there. That's your first colony. He's Irish. Our last name is Irish. So let's stop right there. Your first colonizations was in Virginia. It was 13 original colonies. Virginia was the first one. So your grandfather, which is Irish, not Scott Irish, was in the Caribbean as a slave. Your last name came out of the Caribbean islands, where the Irish people were sent there by the European people to work the sugarcane fields. So evidently, your ancestors, whatever part of the West Africa, which would be Nigeria and places like that, they were the ones on the sugar canes. All the Africans that was on the sugar canes became Jamaicans, Haitians. Why do you think Jamaicans say bamba? The word bamba is Igbo language. So a lot of them came from Nigeria. So more than likely, your roots are going to trace you back to the Caribbeans and back to Ireland. But the question now is, are you just Irish, or are you Scots Irish, or you Ulster Irish? There's a difference. There's a difference. Because there was a religious battle right there. And that's where you get Presbyterians and I can't think of the other ones. I can't think right now of the other reformations of different faiths. But the Scot Irish did not like the regular Irish. And when the regular Irish came here, they operated as police officers. And then the Scot Irish got mad about that, saying y'all are faking. Y'all are not the real Irish. So you got Scot Irish or Ulster Irish, and then you got Irish. Now the regular Irish people are the ones that not J.D. Trump is Scot Irish. All right, the Appalachian people. And then you got the ones that went to the Caribbeans. All over the Caribbean island. From the Bahamas to Jamaica to... There's nothing that separates all those islands but mountains. Do you know about the Ethiopian Bible? Yes. With its inclusion of several ancient texts, including the Book of Enoch. I know about the Book of Enoch. The Book of Job. I do know about all of this. Yes, yes. Which is the 27 books. They don't call them books, Vanessa. They call them writings. And they said that the reason why they did not include them is because it was a conflict of how they saw Jesus. The 27 inserts they're not lost. I don't know why we call them the lost books of the Bible, because the Catholic Church teaches out of a Bible that has 73 books. Christians, which is not Catholic, but Protestants, we only have 66 books. Altogether, the writings, they don't consider them books, but they call them 27 writings that was missing out of the passages. Miss Marie, have you did your ancestry.com? Do your family have a lot of freckles in their face? A lot of Irish people have freckles. That's what makes me feel sometimes I might have some in my bloodline. Because my great-grandfather, my granddaddy's daddy was a white man. Papa was a white man. My mama's granddaddy was a white man, but her grandmama was dark. So, I don't know. But we are full of freckles in our side of the family. If I get this thing close to my face is loaded with freckles. All this freckles. I got a lot of freckles. My mama got a lot of freckles. I got a lot of freckles in my face. Freckles. Hey, Anish. Pope knows they have in their vault in the Vatican. I hope he brings them. No, they say they don't have them. They say it's public record. You can find them, Miss Linda. They're not in the Vatican. They're not. Watch this. Google, is the 27 passages that was left out the Bible, are they in the Vatican? Google, is the missing 27 scriptures of the Bible, do the Vatican have them in a vault?
According to Quora, does the Vatican have missing Bible scriptures in its vaults? Probably. Many institutions do. However, what is missing is only missing in the sense that it has not yet been cataloged.
Google, the 27 lost books of the Bible, do the Vatican have them put away in a vault? It won't answer anything like that. Google, the 27 lost books of the Bible, who have them? Speak talk for me through Google. Google speak talk. Google speak talk. Do the 27 books of the Bible, does the Catholic Church have it?
According to Wikipedia, the Catholic Bible is composed of 73 books, an Old Testament of 46 books, and a New Testament of 27 books.
Google, the 27 books of the Bible that is missing, does the Vatican have it?
Here's a summary from Wikipedia, the lost books of the Bible. The Book of Mary, the Book of Enoch, the Protevangelion, the Gospel of the Infancy of Jesus Christ, the Infancy Gospel of Thomas, the Book of Jesus Christ, the Gospel of Nicodemus, the Apostles' Creed, and more.
What does the Book of Jesus Christ consist of?
According to L.Y.F.E Finding Ministries, the good news of the gospel can be summarized as the birth, life, death, resurrection, and ascension of Jesus.
Who has the lost 27 books of the Bible? Won't do it. It won't tell me. Do the Vatican have the lost 27 books of the Bible? It won't do it. It won't speak it. It will not speak it. Somebody else will have to Google it. It won't speak it. As y'all can see, it will not respond to me. Google, did the Pope apologize for slavery this week? Google, did the Pope Leo apologize for slavery this week?
According to PBS, Vatican City, AP, Pope Leo XIV made a historic apology on Monday for the Holy See's role in legitimizing slavery and for having failed to condemn it for centuries, calling the Vatican's record a wound in Christian memory. Past popes have apologized for Christians in